Hello, Facebook. How are you guys? And hi, Instagram. How are you guys? It is Thursday again. It is that time of the week where I get to come to you guys live and talk all things health and wellness and inspiration and support you on your path to living your healthiest, your best, your most exciting life. I am honored, as always, to be here. And I love you guys, and I love the support you give me and the encouragement that you give me through these social media outlets. Thank you so much for that. And it's just an honor. It's a great honor. I think I've been doing these weekly Facebook Lives now for 2 years or something crazy like that. And it's just, it's a lot of fun. Okay, Instagram, you're starting to roll on. Hey guys, hey guys. I see Facebook, you guys are starting to roll on. Lisette, hi my love. And Beth, hi. Hey guys, all right. So for those of you that are new, we have new people following us on Facebook and on Instagram all day, every day, and I am so grateful for that. So thank you so much. So to all the newbies, welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome to this incredible community. You know, I have a wonderfully engaged community that is growing consistently, and I love you guys, and I'm honored to be a part of your journey. So if you're new to me, you probably know who I am because you're following me, but I'm Aimee Raupp, and I am a women's health and wellness expert, so they say. Hi, Erica. Hi, Terry. I just read Body Belief for the second time, best book ever. Oh, thank you so much, Terry. So I just had a collision with my, I don't even know what. Here's Body Belief. Here she is. That's my most recent baby. And then here's another one that people love, love, love. Yes, you can get pregnant. And my first baby that gets a little overlooked these days. Chill out and get healthy. But this is where it all started. So anyway, thank you so much for reading my books, for following me on social media, for taking to heart any of the recommendations I make, for trusting me. Thank you so much for trusting me. I'm always learning and growing. I go away tomorrow for a whole weekend to study with my mentor, who's Sharon Weizenbaum is her name, and she's a master Chinese medicine practitioner and herbalist. And this is my second time doing her 1.5-year long mentorship program. So I am forever a student of my medicine. I'm always learning. I'm always growing. I just bought Sarah Gottfried's book, The Brain Body Diet. I'm always, always, always trying to understand and learn so I can help you guys and share with you guys. It is a passion of mine. It is my full-time job, and I love it. So thank you. Thank you for allowing me to be a part of your health journey, sincerely, and then also for trusting me, because there's a lot of information out there and you don't know who to trust these days. And I can tell you, 15 years of clinical experience and a lot of reading and a lot of studying and a lot of book writing, I do feel like you can trust me. And I also will admit when I'm wrong, and I don't always know everything, and I'll ask for help and I ask for support, and I encourage you guys to do the same. So thank you for that. Let's see, where everybody's cruising on Instagram and on Facebook. Okay, Erica, looking forward to this, meeting my lifelong mentor for the first time ever. His name is David G. Oh, that's going to be fun. I like David G. That's great. So have fun tonight. Laura, you helped me find my ability to trust again. Oh, thank you, my love. Top fan. How do you become a top fan, Laura? Did someone give you that status? Someone named Beth? I bet you she did. How does one become a top fan? I want to know. I love it. I love it. Laura, you have earned it and you deserve it. But that's a great little status there. It's cute. Okay, so today, what are we talking about today? I feel like I talked about this last night in my current Reboot and Rewire program that is running. We are on day 7 of the Purify phase from my book Body Belief, and basically we're just living off of bone broth right now for the next couple days. Bone broth and a shit ton of vegetables. I feel good. I don't know about you guys. And we talked about beliefs last night in our coaching call. So with the Reboot and Rewire program, you get 5 coaching calls with me. Well, the first is a kickoff call, and then 4 really kind of deep dive coaching calls. And so we had our second one last night, and super fun. And so what I kind of want to sum that up for you guys is last week we were talking about, you know, the importance of reconnecting to yourself, right? That was the conversation we had on last week's Facebook Live. If you didn't catch it, you can go Instagram, it'll be in my IGTV, Facebook, it's going to be in the videos. So you can go back and rewatch that. And, you know, these are meant to be leading one into the other because the conversation does feed off of each other, and you really do need to reconnect before you can renew, which the pillars in body belief are reconnect, renew, reawaken. And I laid them out like that for a reason, because what I always say is I can tell you what to eat, I can tell you how much to sleep, I can tell you how to meditate and what exercise to do and all these things, but unless you are connected enough to your body, unless you begin to live in your body and start to understand the conversation you're having with yourself in the privacy of your own mind, are you really going to make lasting changes? Are you really going to get to where you want to get on that health level? And so in that reconnecting is basically living in your body again. And like I said, hearing that conversation. What is it that you say to yourself every day? It is said that we have upwards of 50,000 thoughts a day. 90% of them are the same every day. So 90% of the time we are thinking the same freaking thing. And 90% of the time, it's some form of self-abuse. It's some form of attack upon self. And so last week we were talking about, like, are you on your own team, or are you just too busy judging yourself and beating yourself up? And a good way to know that is if you're judging others and beating others up in your life. Do you know, have one friend that you constantly attack or nitpick or get frustrated with? It's a really good indicator that if you're doing that to somebody in your life, you're doing that to yourself on a regular basis. If you're finding fault in others on a regular basis, then your job is also finding fault in yourself. That's something you do regularly. However, if you look at people and have compassion and try not to take their actions very personally, then you have compassion for yourself and you don't take your actions so personally. You understand that life happens, that things are constantly evolving and changing. So, you know, just things to really think about, how connected you are to yourself. And I'm not going to reiterate what I talked about last week, because you can just go watch the video. And I might not remember everything I talked about last week because that was a long time ago. My brain only holds so much. So this week is about, you know, Louise Hay had a book called Change Your Thoughts, Change Your Life. I love that woman. I feel very connected to her on a spiritual level. And, you know, she was, I did a podcast interview yesterday for the Mother Loving Future, and I love that podcast. I love those ladies, and they brought up Louise Hay in this book, and they love this conversation because not a lot of people are having it. It's like there's a ton of books out there on how to heal, how to lower inflammation in your body, but no one's talking about this emotional piece. So we got to talk about this emotional piece. What are your beliefs and how are they wreaking havoc on your life, or how are they supporting your life? So what are they? And then what are they doing? I have quite a few spiritual teachers that I lean on. I'm getting a thumbs up over here from Inquisitive Mind. I agree. Cheers to that. You know, I have quite a few spiritual teachers. One is Abraham Hicks, another is Gabrielle Bernstein, another is Deepak Chopra, another is Wayne Dyer, another is a spiritual teacher called Elon, which not a lot of people know of, and he's similar to Abraham in that he channels and receives information, and it could be out there for some people. I find his information highly insightful. And, you know, one thing that I work off of often is some of his teachings about beliefs that, you know, he says, and Abraham, they all say this, but I just like the way he summed it up the most. You can change a belief once you've allowed yourself to acknowledge it. So much of what we talked about last week was this reconnecting. And then when we start to reconnect and hear the conversation, that's when we can start to understand, what is it that I must be believing? Like, if I believe that things don't work out for me, or that this thing isn't going to happen for me, then I must at the core believe that life needs to be challenging, or I must at the core believe that I don't deserve this thing that I want, or I must at the core believe I'm not worthy, or that I'm going to screw it up once I get it because I always screw things up, right? At the core is this root belief that actually is at the core of so many of your actions and your behaviors. So you can change a belief once you've allowed yourself to acknowledge it. Acknowledgement liberates the unconscious beliefs. So the unconscious beliefs are basically what's been with us. Maybe even before we were born. Maybe we got it when we were in utero with our mom. You know, there's some people that believe in the ancestral lineage, and it's been passed down. And there's some really awesome work around that too. I have this one forgiveness prayer by John Newton that I use all the time. I myself read it all the time. And it's helped me unpack a lot of my family stuff, a lot of those dynamics where our unconscious beliefs come from. You know, I could post the link to where you could find this information because this was shared with me, and it's something you have to pay for, so I don't want to pass his information around to the public without his permission. But it's called The Comprehensive Forgiveness Prayer for Ourselves, and it's by John Newton. His website is healthbeyondbelief.com. But so to start to unpack and acknowledge these unconscious beliefs. So one thing Alon says, I'll repeat it. You can change a belief once you've allowed yourself to acknowledge it. Acknowledgement liberates your unconscious beliefs. Denial tucks them back in, and they will come knocking even louder. So that is something to live by. Are you acknowledging your beliefs, or are you denying them? Because if you're denying them, you're basically just carrying them around with you all the time, and they keep manifesting in your life until you start to acknowledge them. So a core belief that I had for a very long time was that, you know, I got to be perfect, that I need everyone in my life to be happy with me. And it's my job to keep people happy, right? That I was the fixer. That's, you know, probably how I wound up in healthcare. That was a core belief in my life. I no longer believe that. I now believe everybody's responsible for their own happiness, and that I have nothing to do with their own happiness, that I can add, and they can add to mine, but my happiness is my job. It is nobody else's job. It is no situation's job. It is my job. And your happiness and your health is your job. So what I try to do is empower you to do your job, because it's your job. It's not my job. I could be your guide, I can hold your hand, I can assist you, but your job is to begin to take back the power over your life, right? So one of my, like I was saying, the unconscious beliefs was, you know, that I get to keep everybody happy, that I can fix these things, right? And then if I act a certain way, and if I can bend over backwards and flip my head around 13 times, then everybody will be happy, right? Exhausting way to live. Exhausting way to live. And, you know, and the perfectionism too was rooted in this probably level of like shame that I didn't really feel worthy enough just as a human, right? My one coach, my worthiness doesn't come from fixing things or people. I am worthy because I was born. I'm worthy because I am a beautiful soul. That is my healing mantra for me, because we have uncovered, that is an unconscious belief of mine, that I need to offer a service in order for you to like me. So we all have these core unconscious beliefs. They're typically rooted in some kind of worthiness issue or some kind of fear of failure. And so, you know, you have to start to unpack that. And if you do, you'll start to see that the behavior is driven by this belief. Every behavior you have is driven by a belief. So if you change the beliefs, you will change the behaviors, you will change your life, you will change your health, right? So that's the core. Louise Hay wrote about this 30 years ago. I mean, you know, it's a conversation that's been happening. Alana's been around a long time. There's a guy, Neville Goddard has been around a long time. I mean, talking about this conversation alone, it's an incredibly powerful conversation, and one that people don't want to take responsibility for. A lot of people would rather blame a situation or blame other people, blame a health condition, and that's just easier for them rather than taking the responsibility that I have a choice in this matter too. And you might have been dealt a bad deck for certain, but your reaction to that deck, your response to that deck has everything to do with your level of happiness and is 100% your choice. You're in a bad relationship, leave it. You know, like you hate your job, well then leave it, or stop complaining about it, or find some things that you like about it and shift your focus, right? So perception is reality. You can choose to shift your focus, and that is a belief system, right? So you can get triggered in this one belief system, and that goes down one neural pathway, and then that dictates your behavior, which then dictates your life. If you want to change your life, you got to go back and unpack those unconscious beliefs. I have a tool for you guys that can help. If you go over to aimeeraupp.com/ART, there's an awesome opt-in download for you guys, which is basically, or just go get this baby, and get the 5-hour digital workshop that goes with Body Belief, because it's a free 5-hour digital workshop. You can buy Body Belief in audio, in paperback, in hardcover. It's on Kindle, of course. And you get a 5-hour digital workshop with me, and I spend a lot of time in that 5 hours talking about how to unwrap, unpack, and shift these beliefs. So either head over to aimeeraupp.com/ART, download the PDF, or just get out your copy of Body Belief, because the ART tool is in there. And like I said, take it one step further, go get Body Belief, get the free 5-hour digital course. It's got a ton of information. You can hop around. You don't have to watch all of it. You know, if you don't want to watch the cooking demos, don't. Listen to some of the lectures that I talk about with shifting your beliefs. And I give you step by step on how to do that. You'll see when you go to the ART, aimeeraupp.com/ART, that's specifically for fertility beliefs. So if you guys are dealing with fertility challenges and or not believing in your body or the health of your body, that worksheet is specifically for you. If you're dealing with just general health stuff, or just want to begin to shift your thoughts and your perception around your life and your reality, I would go to Body Belief. I would buy that book and then go to aimeeraupp.com/book-gift and get the free 5-hour digital course and do it that way. So going on, another thing that Alon says, you cannot ultimately deny what is inside of yourself. It will grow until you address it. Your willingness to dive into addressing your beliefs, which come up in the form of negative emotions a lot of the time, allows you to see an interesting thing. Once you are willing to feel the anger, or feel the disappointment, feel the rage, feel the sadness, feel the grief, feel the despair, it can hand you the belief. So I had this interesting thing the other night. We're doing the Reboot and Rewire program. I talked about this with my group last night, and I'm rocking it. You know, I'm doing it with them. I love doing the Purify phase. I feel my best when I'm in there, and I just, like, my body feels lean and fit and strong, and I feel so clear, and I don't have a single symptom. I sleep so well. I'm energized. Like, I just feel awesome. I love, love, love the diet and Body Belief. It's made me feel the best I've ever felt in my life. So I'm into it when we do these reboot programs. I love doing it with my team. I love doing it with all the people who join the program. And on Tuesday, I was in the clinic. I had a super long day. I had all my food laid out for the whole day. I was super prepared. Someone came in and gave me a chocolate bar. Granted, it was a Hue Kitchen chocolate bar, which has like 3 ingredients, super organic, like high, high chocolate content. I think it was like 80% or some raw cacao. And I couldn't resist. I had a couple bites. Now, the chocolate is not on the Purify phase where I'm currently in. Like, it's not on the diet right now. So I cheated. I cheated on the diet. And initially, I felt really overcome with guilt, because I feel like, oh my God, I let down all these people who are doing this program with me. All these people who are following me, I have failed them. And then I started to hear that unconscious belief that has nothing to do with chocolate. It's just another excuse for me to beat myself up for something I didn't do. All of a sudden it started, the old belief system started. Well, that's because you're not good enough. That's because you're not showing up for yourself the way you should. And that's because you're this, you're that. And instead I just sat and I witnessed it, and I said, oh, right, those are my feelings of not good enoughness coming up. Those are my feelings of guilt coming up. So this is what I did. I acknowledged that belief, just like he says, acknowledge the belief. I just sat with it. I felt the feeling. I tried not to judge it. I just felt the feeling and sat with it. And then I just said to myself, and I forgive you, because it's okay. I forgive you because I love you. I would forgive one of my students. I wouldn't beat them up, right? I'd say, you know what, you're doing the best you can do. You didn't eat the whole bar. You just had a couple squares and it tasted good and you really enjoyed it. And is a couple squares of an organic dark chocolate bar really going to be the end of your health? It shouldn't be. It really shouldn't be. So let's just all take a deep breath. It's okay. Right? So, but what I did there was I let myself feel the feeling. A lot of us numb out. We don't want to feel the feelings. We eat, we drink, we sleep, we watch TV, we have sex, we numb out. We don't want to feel the feelings. You gotta feel the feelings. And then from there comes the belief. And then when you see the belief, you can say, oh, wow, I'm a jerk to myself. I am really hard on myself when I do things that I don't approve of. I am super judgmental. So then you get to this point that Gabby says witness. You witness, I say acknowledge, Alon says acknowledge, Eckhart Tolle says accept, I think Deepak says accept, I think Abraham says, she says you're always where you're supposed to be, but what is get into the receiving mode. So in the receiving mode is where you accept your life exactly as it is. So they all kind of say the same thing. And the second you accept, acknowledge, feel the feeling, your grip on it will loosen. And that's when you can begin to shift those beliefs. So with that, I think it's like, once you sit with it and you're like, yeah, that comes up for me once in a while. And then, so for me, when it came up, as I've been doing this work a while, it was like, oh, there's that mean girl inside of me. She's come out a little bit. How can I be kind to her? How can I understand her and forgive her? And then how can I let this go? Because, it doesn't serve me. So Joe Dispenza, right, Erica, Joe Dispenza is amazing. I forgot to mention Joe Dispenza. Obsessed with Joe Dispenza. Love his stuff. Let's see. I am exactly the same. I try to please everybody, look after them all. As you say, probably how I ended up a nurse. I'm going to think about this. I'm also a perfectionist. Yeah, I think it was Eckhart Tolle says perfectionism. No, Brene Brown. She's also another awesome one. She says perfectionism is rooted in shame, which is hard to take in because I can be a perfectionist. Perfectionism is rooted in shame, and the shame of basically not being good enough. Okay, let's see. Yay, thank you. Body belief. Let's see. I've noticed it's a family trait with women in my family to never be satisfied and to be highly critical. That's it too. It's often passed down. It's the nurture aspect. We learned it. It's a behavior. So it takes time to unlearn it. But the first thing you got to do is witness it. Okay, sit with it. Be kind to yourself about it. Sometimes it gives you a lift. Beth, is it possible? Could you remind me how to access the workshop that accompanies Body Belief? There it is again. Okay. Let's see. Instagram, not many comments. You guys are just tuning in and listening. Okay, so if you want to take this work deeper, head over to aimeeraupp.com/ART, especially for all your fertility girls. I give you a PDF, a worksheet, print it out, download it, print it out, do the work. Get your copy of Body Belief. That's where the real work is. It's deep. It goes deep in the book. And then with Body Belief, get the free offer. It's an incredible 5-hour digital course that I made for you guys, and I spend a lot of time on this conversation. And then, of course, continue to follow me and check out some of these teachers I talked about. Gabby Bernstein, Eckhart Tolle, Joe Dispenza, Brene Brown, Deepak Chopra, Wayne Dyer, Abraham Hicks. I mean, changed my life. And I still have my issues, for certain. I still have times of judgment and times of insecurity and times of not good enoughness. But now I can at least be really easy on myself about it. And I can tune in and I can understand, like, where is this coming from? What happened today? Why are you being such a brat today? Where did this come from? And understanding everybody's doing the best from where they are. So you should, spread love. You can ask for a break from whoever you need a break from. State your needs by all means, but do it from a place of love. That's all. Love for yourself, love and understanding that everyone is where they're at, and it's okay. It's okay. And that Abraham always says, you can't miss your boat because there's another one right behind it. You can't get it wrong and you never get it done. You're exactly where you're supposed to be. So just accept your life right now. Accept it. And know that you have the power in the creation of it, that you have a choice here. You can choose again. You can choose to make it differently. All right, I'm going to hang up. I love you guys. Have a wonderful, wonderful day, and I'll see you next week. Any questions, comments, anything? I'd love to hear from you. DM me on Instagram. Send me a message here on Facebook. Yeah, love you guys. Have a wonderful day. Thank you. Bye, Facebook.